Good morning, everyone. This is RVML 47 from Dallas, Texas. Today is June the 20th, 2011. I'm recording this video at 10:07 a.m. Central Time. Here is a look at the solar disk, and here's the coronal hole. I'd mentioned this several days ago that would be rotating into an Earth-facing direction, and probably in the next couple of days we will start feeling the effects, and we'll probably see some agitation in our geomagnetic situation. And it could raise us up to some minor storm levels. Again, it's a pretty decent coronal hole, and also some people have theories out there that when we have some this big, they see some correlation with large earthquakes, mainly in the southern hemisphere. But again, it's something interesting to study. I've not actually studied or correlated it myself, but there are people out there that do it, and it's cool. I mean, we have to look for the reason things happen a lot of times. But anyway, again, this will start agitating our geomagnetic conditions over the next probably 24 hours. Here's some LASCO imagery, a chronograph from Soho, and we see a couple of small coronal mass ejections off of the sun. This one that you can see in the northwestern quadrant it looks like to be a backside event, so not much to even worry about on that, but it's always interesting to see explosions blow off the sun. This one is one that could begin to affect us in the coming days, but it would only be a glancing blow again. So just some interesting stuff. Again, this is from a sunspot group that is not doing much of anything. It hasn't flared much above a C. We did have a pretty good C flare yesterday, but again, nothing of consequence, or even even anything that's even really big right now. The sun is pretty quiet, which to be going into a solar maximum, that's kind of quiet for that. Anyway, coronal mass ejection probably again start affecting us, and it could, along with the the coronal hole, high speed wind, they could combine and then also again agitate our geomagnetosphere. Here's a current look at the solar wind parameters, and we did see an excursion south of the zero line here under the negative numbers for several hours, and that would have been yesterday evening. And since then we've kind of gone up and down, and I'd call it probably about evened out here. Solar winds again showing some gustiness, and that may be showing the effects of that coronal hole that will have a high speed wind stream coming at us again. That should start affecting us within the next 24 hours. But again, otherwise, this southern excursion did cause the geomagnetic field to get semi-agitated yesterday, but not much at all. So again, kind of a quiet time right now. The sunspot I had thought was going to maybe cause some stuff this week seems to kind of petered out, and that always happens. Sometimes they can look really menacing coming around, and then they just kind of disappear. So for right now, we'll just say solar weather is going to be pretty low, maybe with a C-class flare occasionally, and in the geomagnetic forecast probably will be for just even maybe minor storming as we begin to experience the effects of the coronal hole, and then possibly getting clipped by that coronal mass ejection. Here's a look at the induction magnetometer at the Gakona, Alaska HAARP facility. Some more agitation shown, and would probably correlate this with some of the again, the occasional gusts in the solar winds would agitate the ionosphere. Even some substorming going on will sometimes cause some banding to show up in these very low frequencies here. See a little starting to perk up here. Again, we see that 1.70 line start getting agitated, and even some higher in the low frequency area, but up higher on this chart anyway. So HAARP a little more active than it was there for about a week or so, but again, we still have these horizontal lines that I'm not sure what that is. It's just probably just some type of background interference that's causing that. But again, we do have some agitation here and along here, which is probably again associated with our solar wind speed, and the high speed coronal hole is probably beginning to send some gusty space wind or sun wind at us. Okay, here's the convective outlook from the Storm easy for you to say, Storm Prediction Center. Again, the moderate risk of severe weather is going to be just about in the same area as it was yesterday, and we'll take a look at storm reports here in just a sec and see what we had yesterday. I believe we had over 12 tornadoes and several hail reports. We'll take a look at that in a minute. This moderate risk could be extended down just a little because we've got some really steep lapse rates, which means that the air can rise really fast in some places, and the faster the air can rise in a storm, the larger the hail can get. The stronger the wind that goes up into the storm, the further it can carry those hailstones up, and they keep making their rotations till they get too heavy to fall. But again, we could see some hailers here. Again, tornadoes are definitely a possibility up in here as they were yesterday. And again, we always, or right now, focus our attention on Fort Calhoun, and then I believe the Cooper nuclear plant, which is just downriver again from the other one. Fort Calhoun being just north of Omaha, and then Cooper a little further south here. Both being affected by the floods right now, and severe weather. It's just not something you want to put on top of an already bad situation there. Severe weather is a distinct possibility again over all the way to the east coast. The Carolinas look like they're in for it again today, and even again portions of the upper Ohio Valley and the northern Mississippi Valley look to see some severe weather today. Here's the day 2 outlook again from the SPC, showing again severe weather potential across the central sections of the U.S. I kind of expect it to be up to a moderate area again in this area here, and the storm system's not moving that fast. It's slowly beginning to move across, and we'll probably see some more tornado outbreaks and some large hail and high winds in this area again, and that would be the Tuesday outlook. Okay, here's a quick look at water vapor satellite, and here is the big bowling ball powerhouse storm. It's going to set off some pretty active severe weather again that I showed you in those moderate risk areas. Lots of Gulf moisture moving up into this area, this trough coming in, a good setup for severe weather. So again, people in the central sections of the plains today, watch out. There went yesterday's, and here comes today, and this is a significant strong trough for this time of the year. Anyway, that's it for right now. I've got to get my air conditioner fixed, so y'all have a good one. One last thing I forgot, too much going on here at the house. Here is yesterday's storm reports. Again, these are preliminary data, but 13 tornado reports, 95 severe wind reports, 156 hail reports. Total so far the count is 264 total severe reports yesterday. Where you see the red dots, those were tornado areas. Okay, anyway, look for similar today, but maybe just a hair east. Again, y'all have a good one.